My name is Sebastian Husseini. I'm 27 years old. I live in Dubai. I'm half Dutch, half Lebanese, and I race quads.
Why quads? Why didn't you choose a motorbike or a car or something else?
It started a very long time ago, actually. When I was 6 years old, my dad bought me a Suzuki 50 quad, and I guess I was instantly hooked, and I've always been riding quads since then. I tried motorcycles for a while, but I'm faster on a quad, so I stick with quad.
You are also a professional. You opened your own shop in Dubai. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I started racing when I was quite young, actually, and you gain a lot of experience with the racing. And 2 years ago, I decided to open Seb Sports, which is a quad and off-road oriented shop here in Dubai that we have a workshop and we sell parts and accessories. And it was a way of giving back all that experience gained from racing and giving it to the customers here in Dubai. And just applying that high quality that you need for racing to the general public. And it's been working well for us. We've been open for 2 years now, and it's quite successful. And this is, I think I found what I wanted to do, and hopefully we'll be here for many years to come.
Why in Dubai? How is life in Dubai?
Life in Dubai is fantastic. It's probably the perfect place to ride quads and off-road. We have unlimited use of space. We have these beautiful deserts, beautiful mountains. We have no land use issues. You can ride wherever you want. Petrol is cheap. The machines are cheap. We don't have tax. It's generally like a paradise for the off-roader. We go out on the weekend, or during the week. The desert's only half an hour away, 30 minutes by road, and you can go and practice and ride as much as you want. Dubai is really, for me, that's one of the main reasons why I love living here. The outdoor life, the off-road life, and at the same time, we have this fantastic, beautiful city that offers a lot as well, and it has allowed me to be successful with my profession. That's also my passion at the same time. So I love Dubai, and this is really, honestly, one of the most perfect places to ride.
Would you recommend the European owners of quads and SSVs to come and ride?
I would definitely recommend it, and the problem is, once you come here and try it once, you'll be hooked and you'll want to move here to Dubai. So yes, it's really, really one of the most user-friendly places for quads in the world. We bring people over from Europe, and they try out in the desert and they love it. They get frustrated riding in Europe without too many places to ride and a lot of rules and stuff like that. And here in Dubai, it's just free to do what you want. It's really, really good.
Talking about competition, which is you have it in your heart. It's your big part of your life. This January 2013, you participated in your first Dakar. Tell about this adventure you had.
Yeah, it was, we grew up here riding in the desert, riding in the mountains, and it's just like, it was a natural progression to one day be able to compete at the biggest desert race in the world, I started racing here when I was quite young, and I won all the local races, and I competed at the UAE Desert Challenge for many years. And finally last year I had a great opportunity to go and race Dakar with the great Maxxis Super B team. And I took that opportunity and went to see how I would compete against many of the top pros around the world. And I enjoyed it. It was the most amazing experience of my life, really.
Did you have a mental and a physical preparation all year? How this prepared?
Yeah, Dubai, again, it's the perfect place to practice for the Dakar. I was able to go out 2, 3, 4 times a week, training, doing long distances here. I didn't really know what to expect, so I prepared as much as I could. I covered as much distance. We tried to get as used to the machine as possible, and just try to copy Dakar days here in Dubai. And we were quite good. And when I came to actually racing the Dakar, my days of training here in Dubai were tougher than the days of racing in South America. So I think I was pretty successful with the preparation. But you learn a lot during the event, and now I have another year to prepare even better for next year.
Okay, so now it's time to talk about your baby Dakar quad bike, which is here in front of us.
Yeah, we started with a Honda TRX 700. It's a quad that we have been racing here in Dubai for many years. You know, you have that natural Honda reliability. They're a very, very good machine. The main difference with this quad and most of the other competition bikes is the fact that we have independent rear suspension. You know, so normally most of the quads, they have a straight axle on the rear. We chose to go for an independent rear suspension, mostly for the rocks and the rough terrain. Even though it's a little bit heavier, we feel that it gives a much better advantage. So the quad might not be as fast, but we make up all that advantage in the rough terrain. It's comfortable to ride. It doesn't make you tired, and yeah, we were able to test and develop a great machine here in the UAE that was, in the end, successful at Dakar. You know.
Can you tell us what changes you've made to the stock quad bike?
The first most important thing is the suspension. You know, we upgraded the suspension all around the bike. We went with long travel front A-arms, and we went with Riger suspension. These guys are, they manufacture a lot of the suspension for many of the top rally teams. So they manufacture for Mini and BMW. So they have a lot of Dakar experience, and they were able to build us fantastic shocks that worked really well for us on the Dakar. That's the most important thing on the quad. You got to have the best suspension possible, you know. The next thing was the extra fuel systems. Because of Dakar, you know, you're required to cover a huge distance. So we had to develop our fuel systems based on the terrain and the difficulty that we were going to cover. So we made them extra strong. We used some really great technology in our fuel tanks. We ended up having about 45 liters of fuel in order to cover the required distance. And it's all our own design, and it works really well. We had no failures with our fuel system whatsoever on the whole Dakar.
So how many liters you have on each nerf bar?
We have on each nerf bar about 15 liters on each side, and then we have almost 15 liters in the top tank as well. And we have an electric fuel pump that takes fuel from the side tanks and fills it up into the main tank. So we're not altering the original fuel injection system. We found that we wanted to keep all the Honda systems untouched in order for reliability. Yeah, the next thing, obviously, and very important for Dakar is tires and wheels. You know, one of the biggest weak points for quads is punctures during the Dakar. We use Maxxis tires for their reliability. We have very strong tires, and they work really well in a variety of terrains. So they work well on the sand, they work well on the rocks, they work well on the water and the mud, everything that you may encounter at the Dakar. We chose this tire specifically for its durability and for its great performance.
Yeah, but I see you have the 6-ply Maxxis Razor 2 at the front. What about the rear tires? They are not usual tires for the Dakar.
Yeah, we went through a lot of choices with the rear tire during our testing. Most people run the Maxxis Razor 2. It's a great tire for a lot of terrain, but unfortunately it doesn't perform the way we wanted it in the dunes. And I mean, last year with the huge dune sections which we had in Peru and in Chile, we wanted a tire that would work a little bit better in the sand. So, which was the reason why we chose the Maxxis All-Track. It has a very rugged design, and the tread goes all around the side of the tires, so you limit the possibility for sidewall punctures, which is one of the main areas of puncturing that you get on a quad. And also we found that this tire works better for us with the independent suspension than the Maxxis Razor 2.
So you use them in dunes and on rocks. You didn't have two types of...
No, we didn't have two types of tires. What we did do is we rotate the direction. So on the rocky stages, we run the tires in one direction for more durability. And then on the sand stages, we run them in the other direction and we get more traction. So we found a really good pattern. But all of this had been tested before the Dakar by us here in the UAE. And we found that was the best solution. That way we only had one model of tire. And both the bikes went through the entire Dakar relatively puncture-free and relatively trouble-free with the tires.
How often did you change your tires?
I changed my tires probably every couple of days, but not because they were getting punctured, because I'm a little bit hard on my tires. I use them quite hard. But my teammate, for example, he was able to do 4 days on a set of tires. And it really depends on the way you ride. But while I'm riding, I'm also thinking about my tires a lot, You see a rock, you want to position your quad so as not to hit the rock with your tires. It should always be in your mind. And as a result, I only had one puncture in the whole Dakar. I was able to repair it in 2 or 3 minutes, and I was able to keep going.
What about wheels? What wheels are you using?
We needed the strongest wheels that we could get. So we have full bead locks all around. You need the bead locks because on some stages we're running low pressures. In the sand we run low pressures. And you want that no risk whatsoever to having your tire coming off the rim. At the same time, if you do by any chance get a puncture, the bead lock will hold the tire on the rim, because the most difficult thing to do if you don't have bead locks is to get the tire back onto the rim when you're out in the middle of the desert. So this was just like a reliability thing, and at the same time, we chose the strongest rims possible, and we added a bit of our team colors to them as well,
Perfect, yes, yeah. And the tanks, actually, you built them yourself, or you helped them build? Is something made in Dubai?
The tanks are based off my design. So we've raced this designed fuel tank for many years here in the UAE Desert Challenge, and we found that it was the best handling fuel system that you can put on the quad. A lot of guys, they put big tanks up high and they put a big tank on the back or underneath, but the handling of the quad is worse. So what we wanted to do is have all our weight as low as possible and as central as possible. So that was how we designed these tanks. It's the best for cornering, it's the best for jumping. The quad does not do anything funny in the air, and the tanks themselves were built in Holland, but it was based off our design. Yeah.
So we talked suspensions, tires, tanks. You must have a toolkit at the back of the Nair bar, I suppose. Yeah, that's
we
toolkit.
have we need to have quite a lot of storage space for a race like the Dakar. We're carrying tools, we're carrying tow ropes, we're carrying tire foams. We're carrying whatever spare part you might need to keep moving. If it's a brake lever or a clutch lever or a clutch cable, spare clutch kit. All these things we carry with us. You never really know in Dakar what you might encounter. So
So you have a spare box, and then there is a bag at the back of the quad.
Exactly. We have two boxes
on the grab bar.
Exactly. We have two boxes on either side and a toolkit on the back. We also carry our emergency water in the front bumper.
Ah, this is very interesting. So this actually is full of water.
Yeah, this is completely full of water. We convert these.
How many liters?
That's 3 liters of water.
3 liters.
Yeah. So by regulation, we're required to carry 3 liters of water, and we convert the front bumper to hold the water. It's nicer than having to add bottles somewhere else, and it also helps with the weight distribution of the quad a little bit. To put a little bit more weight forward. It helps with the steering and the handling.
Okay. What about the navigation system?
The navigation system again is our own design from here in Dubai. We've been using this system in the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge for many years now. I personally always try and make stuff as light as possible, yet as strong as possible. So the way we designed this is the same type of navigation towers which they use on motorcycles, on all the rally bikes. So we got inspiration from some of the leading rally bikes. So we made it out of very lightweight aluminium, super strong, but light at the same time. And we try to also have the fairing to match the Honda rally bikes as well. So we have a quad that looks a little bit similar to the rally bikes. And I think we came up with a really nice looking bike, and we had a lot of compliments on Dakar about it.
Perfect. I see you have a bigger radiator, maybe an oil cooler as well?
Yeah, we weren't sure how hot it was going to get in Dakar. So as a preventative measure, we improved our cooling of the machine. So we added an additional oil cooler on the bike, and also we added the bigger radiator. This just helps keeps the machine cooler and run safer, more reliable. And at the same time, it keeps your performance up. If your engine's getting hot, your performance is dropping. So this was one of the main reasons why cooling is also so important for the Dakar.
Okay, so these are the main issues. Brakes and clutch are stock, or what do you use?
We use all stock Honda components on the bike. The Honda is such a good bike. The brakes work really, really well. The clutch is really strong. The bike makes good power. So yeah, all the components, the mechanical components, are all Honda components. One thing we did change is the exhaust system. So we made our own exhaust system just because we weren't able to find an exhaust system off the shelf that was strong enough to withstand my type of riding. So we built our own custom exhaust system.
It is your own, yeah.
Yeah, and again, our own exhaust system design. We use stainless steel for the header pipe because it's the most reliable and strongest. And then we use a nice big muffler on the rear to keep the volume down. And that worked really well for us. We did also improve our air filtration system. You encounter fesh in South America, which is this horrible fine dust.
Mm-hmm. Can you show us?
Yeah, we have a special air filter system designed by Twin Air, which is a special material with ultra-fine pores, so as not to allow any of that fesh through. So I can show you it here on the quad. Whoa. We keep it inside the air box, okay, and we keep the air box completely enclosed so that in case we do have water crossings, we can not get water in the air filter, And this is a special Dakar spec air filter that we use. So this is, again, we had no problems with sucking sand into the engine in the whole race or dust, and generally everything worked quite well for us.
Brilliant. I think we are happy with your presentation now. What are your plans for this year? You are a competitor in your blood.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely train a lot this year. I'm going to improve I learned a lot over the Dakar, during the 2 weeks of the Dakar. I gained a lot of experience, and that is extremely important to try and win the race, So I'm going to try and apply that experience gained and to my training during the year, my preparation. And I'm going to go and I'm going to try and win the race next year. I really want to win the quad class at Dakar 2014.
So aiming to beat the Patronellis next year?
Yes, most definitely. I'm going to try and do my best, and importantly not make any mistakes during the race, because those guys ride really well and they don't make any mistakes. This is one of the main things. If you want to finish well in Dakar, you cannot encounter any problems or any mistakes. Don't get lost, don't puncture your tires, don't break your bike. Just keep moving, and those guys are very good at that. And it's going to take a lot to beat them, but hopefully I can do it.